Welcome back, all of our
Welcome.
families, to our new families and to our existing families. I just want to reintroduce myself. This is Kami Samuels here at Guardian Christian Academy, where we partner with parents to provide our children with a distinctly, biblically, and academically excellent education that develops the body, mind, and soul. This year's theme is Back to the Basics, and today we have our head of school with us today, Mr. Branson, who will talk to us about what exactly does it mean to be back to the basics. Welcome, Mr. Branson. How are you?
I'm doing just good. I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much for having me.
Wonderful. So we are off to a new year, 24-25 school year.
Yes, we are.
We are excited. We have a bunch of new families, a bunch of new students. So tell us what you are most excited about for this upcoming school year.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for those copious notes in which you've taken and which you've so eloquently explained to our guests out here and to our parents. I appreciate you for doing that.
Thank you.
Work. And just for the school year, I'm so happy to have everybody back. I'm so happy to have all of our parents and students back. I must admit it was getting kind of boring during the summertime with all of the work and behind the scene things that go on. For many people, they may not know that most of our work is done during the summertime as admin.
That's right.
To make sure that we have enough resources and staffing to support our students. So to have the students back here, it kind of like gave this place a new life. Revitalization to see their faces or whatever. But it also reminds us of what we do and our purpose for here at Guardian Christian Academy. So to answer your question, without going too deep inside of it, so back to the basics. Just from many of the things that you've announced here, many of the programs and activities that we have going on here at Guardian Christian Academy. When I first took over as head of school approximately 3 years ago, many of us can admit that the morale was kind of low.
Right.
Staffing was kind of mixed up. There wasn't a lot of cohesiveness.
Okay.
And there just wasn't a lot of just newness in life and some of the things that we had going here. So I kind of, when I came in as head of school, is I listened to all of what the parents and what our teachers were saying.
Okay.
And I took ideas from everyone. We prayed over them as a staff. I prayed over them individually as head of school and just sought discernment and wisdom from the Lord. And many of the programs we picked up and we just took on as many as we can and just threw them all at the wall.
Okay.
And whatever stuck, that's what's still going on today. And whatever did not work, we either just we nixed it all together and just let it go, or we revised it to make it work for Guardian. And I'm happy to say that it did work. A lot of it did work for us.
Okay.
We got the fall festival out of it, and we got the Christmas cookies with Santa and the Santa land that we did with them, and we brought back an alumni program, and
we sure did.
There was a lot of things that we did just to try to build a culture in the school, but also start somewhat of a legacy for Guardian that could be continued on by many heads of school that may, not precede me, but succeed me once my tenure here is up, which will be no time soon. I don't plan on losing. The Lord has not released me. I will be here.
You guys caught that, right?
I really enjoy my job here. But back to the basics, there was many things that we had going on here. And I just did not want to lose the distinct identity that Guardian has. We are a closely knit community here. We're intertwined with 4 different agencies, all housed right here on campus.
Okay.
So we work closely with our community, and I wanted to make sure that we maintain that family atmosphere. But at the same time, I wanted us to make sure that we were actually giving our parents what they deserve for what they pay for, but also giving our students what they need to succeed, whether they plan to go to post-secondary school, to college, or take on a trade school, whatever it is that they wanted to do. But so with that, bringing in many new programs, sometimes you can start to lose your identity because you see the things that are going on around you in the world. You see the things that are going around you in other academic settings. And if those things look attractive, you want to mirror those things and you want to kind of incorporate those things into your program here at school. And many of the things, that's what I did to make sure that we enhance the life, the atmosphere, but also the campus life of the students.
Okay.
And we brought many programs inside, even up to the football that we got coming in. That's going to hopefully build in here in a few years into our own GCA football program.
So then,
yes,
as far as So with all of that you
Yes.
just said, as far
Yes.
as academics and
Yes.
the programs, that brings us full circle as far
Right.
as back to the basics,
Right.
doing what we do best. And
Right.
I know you said that a
Right.
lot over the summer to
Yes.
your staff. Let's
Yes.
get back to doing what we do
Yes.
best, back to the basics. And that means getting back to our families,
Yes.
into the community,
Yes.
and building that camaraderie,
Right.
that family, that GCA family
Right.
that we talk so much about.
I never want us to lose that portion where we do not have an intimacy with our parents and with our students, a professional relationship
Right.
with them, that we can truly talk, not just about school all the time, but we can talk about our faith, or we can discuss our works in the Lord, or we can share scripture with one another. Just,
Right.
I mean, those things that keep us closely connected, not of things in this world, but in a world that far exceeds this, and that's operating in the supernatural. And many schools cannot do that.
Right.
Many
Right.
schools come to school and they cannot pray.
That's true.
They cannot profess
That is
God.
true.
I mean, or if they do, they're in jeopardy of losing their jobs. They're in
Right.
jeopardy of losing their livelihood. And
Right.
while we have that opportunity to do that here at Guardian and many other Christian schools, we have that opportunity to do that. I just did not want us to lose that identity with
Right.
all of the other things that are coming in, because truly, being honest, many parents have their kids here
Right.
because we offer that part where we can talk about our God.
Right.
And I did not want that to get lost in the many other things we can do.
Awesome.
But back to the basics is just what it is. I do not want to overcomplicate anything. We're not introducing any like truly new programs or
Right.
whatever this year.
Right.
I want us to hone in and focus solely on the things that we have got going on right
Right.
now, the routine that we got going right now, and let's perfect that.
Right.
All right. And
Right.
then receive our feedback from whether it be town hall meetings or whether it be just, anonymous notes or whatever from parents. And then from that point, we can, further move on and
go
explore
from there.
other programs in which we can engulf in.
So with that, tell me one thing, or tell the families one thing that you
Yes.
are excited about that may be going on this year.
I am truly excited this year that we have a partnership this year with Mount Vernon Nazarene University. I am truly, truly happy about that. Like, they were so invested in us that they gave us a large, generous donation to help us in acquiring our fourth building.
Okay.
Here, we paid the down payment on the building.
Awesome.
The building is currently under construction. It's out of North Carolina. It will be delivered here somewhere around the first or second week of November.
Okay.
Once the building is delivered, we have to raise about $50,000 more in funds to get everything installed and get it furnished, with the desk. And that's going to become our new middle school wing, so to say.
Okay.
We'll put both sixth grades, which first year ever, we have two sixth grade classes. So we're growing.
Secondary is
And
growing.
we need that. So we have two sixth grades, one seventh grade, one eighth, and that'll truly be our middle school, so that middle school will have its identity in building 4, which it will be. Elementary will have its identity in our main building 1, which is where we're at now, and in the modular 2. And then the high school will have their identity solely inside of building 3.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much what it is. I'm so excited about that. When the opportunity was presented, it kind of worked so fast that it kind of seemed, it was kind of surreal that it was happening. But to have the students have an option, although we have a great partnership with the local colleges here right in Chesterfield, the students have the option to get a Christian education in a post-secondary fashion.
Okay.
At the same price point that they can get a education or whatever in a local community college.
Okay.
So it's kind of like giving the kids, students more of a choice or options, giving the parents, they're the ones paying.
Right.
So giving them more of an option or whatever, and helping, if a child want to pursue something in a Christian realm or whatever, going forth, and even for our staff members.
Okay.
Even for our staff members, because we have to continually develop professionally.
Okay.
We have marks in certain accreditations that we have to meet every couple of years as teachers to make sure that we're in tune with the academic world and make sure that we are imparting the correct knowledge upon the students. So I mean, the staff get a big discount, and not anybody that's connected to the GCA family.
Mm-hmm. That's
so
awesome.
that means parents, other siblings. That means anyone can also come in once it's unveiled and once we roll it out.
Okay.
We're still working out a few kinks, but once we work it out, but it would be a dedicated class that will be, outfitted for that inside the new building.
Okay.
It would be used for regular school during the day.
Right.
But after school, once we get an on-campus like tutoring or on-campus class that'll be given by Mount Vernon out there, then that classroom will be solely dedicated for that.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I'm truly excited about this year. I really am. Outside of just having families back, I'm truly excited about this college partnership.
Awesome.
Because it's going to benefit everyone.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, straight from our head of school, Mr.
Yes.
Branson. What's going on this year, the things he's excited about, what we're excited about, excited for you, our new families, our current families. There's just so much going on and so much that's going to happen this year. So you definitely want to stay tuned. It's time for our highlights. And we're going to highlight some of our new teachers. This year in preschool, we have Miss Shern, Miss Williams, Miss Hayes, Miss Schultz, Miss Wright, and Mrs. Miles. In elementary, you want to welcome Miss Tabitha Queen Johnson. She is our elementary principal. And for fourth grade, we have Mrs. Camerling and Mrs. Ross. On our secondary side, we want to welcome Mr. Saraceni, Mrs. Miles, Mr. Ward, Miss Shern, Miss Simmons, Miss Stewart, Mrs. Warsham, Mrs. Thomes, and Miss Mason. Now let's see what's going on in our athletic department. In volleyball, our girls' middle school has started the season off with a bang, winning all 3 games of their schedule so far.
Yes, go Knights.
Yes, sir. Varsity is on its way to a winning season, also starting off the season with the win against Tidewater and West End Christian, and they are 2-1. Families, don't forget to come out to support our Lady Knights. Games is $5 for adults, $3 for non-GCA students, and free admission for GCA students, faculty, and staff. Upcoming games next week include Tuesday, September 3rd versus Grove. That is an away game, 5:15 and 6:30 p.m. Friday, September 6th versus Richmond Christian. That is a home game at 4:15 and 5:30. On our cross-country team, our co-ed country team continues to practice for their first meet. The runners are made up of our 6th through 12th graders, and they practice daily. And they practice so that they increase their endurance and they get ready for their first meet, which is scheduled for September 9th at Williamsburg Christian. In cheer, we have 2 awesome cheer comp teams this year. 2 comp teams. We have Platinum and we have Royal Reign. Parents, get ready. Their first group will be able to see their young ladies perform their routine on January 8th at the sports complex. Continuing on, in our Mini Knights Rec League, the cross-country team, along with Coach Burton, they mentor our youngest cross-country athletes for our Mini Knights Cross-Country Club. That is available for kindergarten through 5th grade, where they learn techniques and enjoy having fun with friends each Friday, starting September 6th through November 1st. Knights tumbling classes are still going on here at GCA. If you have a little mini tumbler or a tumbler who wants to hone their skills, please contact Miss Marley Midkiff. In football, Chesterfield Black Knights, which is a local rec football league, sponsored by Guardian Christian Academy, where they offer rec football for families throughout Chesterfield County for offering 6U through 12U, with plans to have a midi program next season. You can visit their full schedule at chesterfieldblackknights.com. So that's it for our sports. For our academic side, a quick update for our secondary team. Middle and high school parents, students, ambassador applications will be available at school starting next week.
Yes.
Make sure you are following us on our social media, checking us out on our website. This way you're up to date of what's going on. So there you have it. It's our first podcast for the school year. We hope you guys are excited as we are. So we are just going to close this out. But I just want to leave you all with a quick word for the week. And it's taken from 2 Corinthians 8 through 11. And this is from the Message version. It says, I just want to remind you all, God can pour on the blessings in astonishing ways that you're ready for anything and everything. More than just ready to do what needs to be done. So I want you all to remember that. Remember, God can pour on the blessings in astonishing ways. Astonishing meaning that you have no idea all that he has in store for you. So I just want you all to just hold on to that word. Hold on to that word through your week. through your month and throughout the year. So in closing, I just want to close this out. Remind you all here at GCA, our mission is equipping students to become Christian leaders to impact the culture for Christ. So again, get connected with a good Bible-based church so you can get planted, rooted, and grow. Because when church becomes optional to us parents, it will become unnecessary to our children. So don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you can be notified of our new episodes. Follow, like, and share. Stay safe, stay encouraged, and God bless.
Thank you.